Hey, Rowe Middle School. Welcome back to the Rowe Middle School Podcast Network. Today, we're here with Mr. Long from the North Clackamas School District.
Mr. Long hosts a podcast from the Clackamas School District titled Proud to Be NCSD. He's also the host of the YouTube series NCSD News.
As a former principal of what school?
I was a principal at Scouters Mountain Elementary and at Spring Mountain Elementary.
He used to make a parody of music videos. You want to go?
That's fun. I'll try.
Whether that's using a Taylor Swift song to talk about coming back to school after COVID or rapping over a Sear Makes a Lot track to inform about Chromebooks, and Mr. Long has found entertaining ways to engage with the community. We are happy to have him join us on the Rowe Middle School Podcast Network today to talk about his role in the community and how he runs the podcast.
So, Mr. Long, we do have a few questions for you.
All right, lay them on me.
I have some personal ones as well. From that little description we just got, I have some questions of my own.
It's good to be here, by the way. We do not have any other middle schools in the district that do their own podcast. So this is a podcast within a podcast. We've got the Rowe Middle School podcast inside the Proud to Be NCSD podcast. This will be fun.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity that not a lot of schools get. So I feel like we're all very thankful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least the podcast network is very, very thankful for that opportunity.
How long have you worked for the North Clackamas School District?
That's a great question. I started in the North Clackamas School District probably before all of you were born. I started in 1998.
Oh my!
That was no offense, but I know you weren't even close to being born yet. I started as a teacher. My very first job was a third grade teacher for a student who was for a teacher who went out on maternity leave. So I taught third grade for the rest of the year at Concord Elementary School, and Concord Elementary School isn't even used as a school anymore. We sold that to North Clackamas Parks and Rec. And from there, I was a teacher at Happy Valley Elementary and then at Spring Mountain Elementary. Spring Mountain Elementary opened in 2000. I was on the first teaching staff there and then taught there for about 4 years before I got my administrative license and became a principal.
So you were a principal at Scouters Mountain?
I was a principal at Scouters Mountain most recently before I got this job here with the district office. So I was at Scouters Mountain for 4 years. I was at Spring Mountain Elementary, so that's kind of confusing going from one mountain to another. I was at Spring Mountain as a principal for 7 years. Wow. And before that, I was at Campbell Elementary School, which is not far from Rowe Middle School, but it's not used for a school anymore either. So people kind of joke with me sometimes at the schools I've been at that I run them into the ground. They don't use them for schools anymore. So
that's not nice.
Campbell Elementary no longer used as a school, but we use it for a meeting place and for different activities going on in the school district. So I've been around for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, quite a while. Very beneficial to the community.
What's your official job title?
My official job title is Director of Community Relations. So my job is really to go around to different schools all over our school district, and we have 32 different schools. My job is to spread all the good news and all the fun things that are happening in each one. So I found the Rowe Podcast Network and said, hey, we've got to share that. We've got to let the community know about that. For example, earlier today, I was out at Happy Valley Elementary where the Chief of Police of Happy Valley, the city of Happy Valley, was visiting with kindergartners and telling them all about his job as a police officer. So the kindergartners, of course, were very excited and got to look inside a police car and see all the different kinds of equipment. So those are the kinds of things that I get to do. So I make videos, I do a podcast. I used to do it once a week. Now I do it every other week. And so I make videos, do a podcast, and do a lot of social media posts. So things that we find going on around the school district, we put those up on social media because we really want to let people know all the great things that happen within our school district. So you guys at Rowe, maybe you don't know what happens at another middle school. What's going on at Alder Creek? That's kind of my job, to share the good news that's going on over there. Or what's happening at Happy Valley Middle or at Rock Creek Middle School.
What is happening at Alder Creek Middle School?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. We'd have to go over and check. We'd have to go over and check out what's going on at Alder Creek Middle School. I was just at Alder Creek a couple of days ago, and they were having a staff versus student basketball game, which I know you've had here.
Weird. It's one of our most used. Used makes it sound like it's overused.
It's one of your most popular ones, right?
Yeah, it's one of our most popular ones that gets run a lot because of the interest in it. Because it's fun to see the students versus the staff, and they all get all competitive. Mr. Dix especially.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I was over at Alder Creek, and I got to say that the Alder Creek students, they were pretty harsh on the staff. They were chanting overrated over and over out of the stands. And those poor staff members, if they didn't make a basket, they were hearing it from the Alder Creek students.
Yeah, I mean, I just like sometimes I sit in the gym for that, and it's kind of not like that. They're kind of just like good sports, at least, like
Good sportsmanship type
yeah,
stuff.
like at least, I mean, yeah, like when I say competitive, it's just like, we're gonna
All
beat
in
you,
good
but like,
fun.
yeah, like all in good fun, but it's like, it's a fun thing to watch and like be a part of.
And has a
Yeah, I don't know, I haven't been a part of it
So when
personally.
I was in middle school, which was a long, long time ago, but when I was in middle school, you used to be able to play other schools in basketball games. So the Alder Creek would have a team of 8th graders or a team of 7th graders and a team of 6th graders, and they would play against the other schools. So it would be students playing against each other. They don't have that anymore. That's pretty expensive to run. So a lot of basketball and sports events are done outside of school, but they used to have it so you could play each other, so which would be kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm talking a lot. You guys can talk more. Jose, speak.
What's one of your biggest music parodies that you've done?
Let's see, the one that got the most attention was one when we first went into COVID, and it was called Baby Got Math. So it is very similar to the Sir Mix-a-Lot song, Baby Got Back. We used all of that. We filmed it all around the school. And it was about doing math on a computer instead of in class anymore because we were out of school. That got like 10,000 likes and actually made national news. And so it was kind of a big deal when we did that one. But I've done all kinds of them. And I think that kind of led me to this position here because I had so much fun creating videos and trying to keep students engaged and interested in school when it was all online, that the superintendent came to me after COVID ended and asked if I would come to the district office and do that kind of thing for every school. So I get a chance to visit all schools instead of just one. So, and we had a fun one with Baby Got Math. I see in your notes that yes, I did do a Taylor Swift version of we're never getting back together. That's when we were coming back to hybrid. We're getting back together, and we did a whole parody on that one. We've done that. We've done a couple of 90s songs. We had, if you've heard the song Ice Ice Baby.
I have, yes.
Well, I encouraged our elementary schools to use their Device Vice Baby on their computer, so we had a whole rap to that. And
Device Vice
yeah,
Baby,
we've
that
had
makes
a good time with those. So, and we just had one that won an award at the beginning of last year, my very first year in this job. I did a whole song to the You're Welcome song from Moana, and we incorporated the name of every single school in our district that all rhymed together. And so basically the song was You're Welcome at whatever school you go to, you're welcome in our district. So, and that won a big national award. I was in St. Louis last summer to go accept that. So.
Wait, what district was it?
That's for us. There's not other district. Yeah, that was for our district.
Was
Yeah.
Rowe mentioned?
Rowe was in it for sure.
I have not heard this. Has anybody else heard
I
this?
have not.
We'll have to show that to you.
I didn't know that our school was mentioned in a national-wide like news.
Yeah, when we sign off,
article.
we'll have to go look on YouTube, look for that You're Welcome video in North
Yeah,
Clackamas
for
School
sure.
District. Rowe was certainly mentioned in it for sure. Every school was mentioned.
We should definitely maybe put it as background music for the podcast.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Maybe if it's not copyrighted.
Do you have any big ideas of where you would like to take this in the future?
Well, my job, as I said before, is to find all the good news. What I would really love to do is have like a correspondent at each school where I could contact, whether it's a teacher or a student, I could contact the Rowe podcast group and say, hey, what's some cool things going on at Rowe that I could come cover? And they'd be able to tell me. Because a lot of times we'll feature some schools and then other schools never get featured at all just because we don't know what's going on there. They don't let us know that they're having a cool reading event or they're having a cool after-school event. And if we don't know about it, we can't come cover it. So that would be my vision, is to have kind of a correspondent at every school that can fill us in and let us know, hey, come out and cover this. This is something really cool going on at our school.
Have you ever seen positive results from the videos and podcasts have you created?
We see lots of positive results. We hear back from families, especially with the younger kids, the kindergartners, the first graders. We hear from families that have said, oh gosh, we watch that every single night before bed, or we've watched that several times, so we get to know all the different schools in our district. When I worked for one school, of course, it got lots of likes in that school, and actually I think the kids got kind of embarrassed that their principal was actually trying to sing on camera and didn't really care that he was off key and had a good time with it anyway. So we've seen lots of positive results. I think that's the best thing, and I'm sure you guys would agree. Kids are more interested in coming to school when there's something fun for them to do and something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And so as a principal and in this position, my view is that I want to make something that motivates kids that want to come to school to see what is Mr. Long up to this time. What's he going to do today? At Scouters Mountain, they had me all kinds. So anytime we would meet a fundraising goal or a canned food goal, they would dress me up in some kind of goofy outfit. I had to wear a wedding dress all day long. I had to get my head shaved at one time. I had to spend time up on the roof for a full day. At Spring Mountain, I probably shouldn't tell you this because we're not allowed to do this anymore, but at Spring Mountain, we met a certain goal, and I had to spend the night on the roof. So we set a tent up on the roof of Spring Mountain, and we used Facebook Live to read bedtime stories to the kids. And so technically I wasn't supposed to stay up there all night long, but I was so tired, as soon as my head hit the pillow, I fell asleep and woke up. It was like 5 a.m. It's like, whoops, I didn't quite follow directions. I stayed up there all night long. So that was super fun at Spring Mountain, and kids came by and families came by throughout the night and would throw food up to me. I had a little bucket that I would lower, and they would give me candy, and somebody ordered a pizza to the roof. So it was super fun.
I might do that.
That is actually so, I mean, that's like, I feel like that's just like tells so much about like how you've impacted, like how impacted like the community has made it
how close the
seem.
community is.
And like even like having somebody like you that like students, like I'm guessing like they knew you would do it and they find joy in it, and they would find like they obviously thought it was nice because they gave you candy and food. So it just like from a student standpoint, it's like nice to have people that like are fun. Yeah. But yeah, like
it's nice to see that community with a teacher.
Yeah, and I think it makes a big difference too
to really get on like the level of like
with behavior as well, because when you get to know kids really well and they know that you care about them, they're going to want to do better, and they're going to want to behave in the ways that they're supposed to. I know that when we had disciplinary issues, or when someone made a poor choice at elementary school, for the most part, they were pretty disappointed that they had made me disappointed, and usually I'm the one out in the hallway having a good time, and it's not so much fun to go back to Mr. Long's office and have to have those serious conversations and maybe call home. So kids, I think, were more motivated to be on their best behavior as well.
Yeah, for sure. A question is, what like do you think is like the most impactful moment you've had like from a student, like that you've like truly noticed that you've impacted a student's life?
That's a great question. I have had students that have emailed me after they've graduated college to say what a positive impact I've had on them. I had a situation just today. I went out to Happy Valley Elementary, where there's a student who is in 4th grade now, but was at Scouters Mountain when she was in kindergarten. And at Scouters Mountain, they had little tickets. I think you guys have had them before too. Little tickets for like being caught being good or following the rules.
Shamrocks.
So you guys have Shamrocks. At Scouters Mountain, they're the Coyotes. So we had Howl tickets. So the kids could gather up their Howl tickets and turn them in for certain prizes. Well, if they gathered enough of them, they could. One of the top prizes was they could help me with a certain assignment or help me with a certain task. Well, this girl who's now at Happy Valley in 4th grade, COVID hit and she didn't get to have her prize, so I didn't get to have her help me, and she still has that ticket. So her mom just emailed it to me and asked, hey, is there anything we can do about that? I know you haven't seen her for 3 years. So just today I went out to Happy Valley and I said hello to her, and we're going to set up a lunch date, and I'm going to bring her lunch out at Happy Valley Elementary. So her principal from kindergarten is going to be out there at Happy Valley Elementary, where she's in 4th grade now. We'll have lunch together, and she'll finally get to redeem her Help Mr. Long ticket.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna like really impact her, like not even just like now, but like in the future.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if that would have like if like that's like one thing that she's gonna remember for like a while.
Yeah, and it's really fun for me, and I can tell you the point where I discovered, wow, I'm getting really old. That's when one of my 4th grade students, so I taught 4th grade for a while, one of my 4th grade students showed up at Scouters Mountain Elementary, enrolling her own daughter in kindergarten. So that's how long I've been around. And so the kindergarten daughter was like, my mom says you were a great teacher. It's like, well, thanks a lot. That makes me feel really old. Thanks for the compliment, but that just shows how old I am.
Like even you're just
Totally, a full circle moment where students of mine are now enrolling their own children in our schools.
Yeah, the whole family tree.
Yep.
Just teaching them all. I mean, and just like it's just the train of events. But do you have I kind of said this question already.
Okay.
About what's the most rewarding part of your gig is kind of what I said.
Yeah.
The most rewarding thing.
I think the most rewarding part is just knowing you're making an impact on kids and making an impact on their future, hopefully a positive impact where they see the success that we've had, that some of the adults have had in our school district, and they want to strive for that. And they realize that, wow, Mr. Long went to college, that might be something that I want to do. Or Mr. Long, look what he's doing with broadcasting, I might want to do that someday. That's just a big goal of mine. That's the most rewarding thing, is knowing that you're making a positive difference, because not every student has two parents at home and a perfect world at home. And sometimes school is the favorite part. That's the best part of the day. That's where they feel the most stable, and that's where they feel most comfortable. So I think it's our job as adults in the school district to really cultivate that and make sure that every child feels safe, every child feels welcome and valued whenever they're at our school, so that they want to come back every day. I mean, absenteeism is a problem everywhere, but I think in our district, because our teachers do such a great job of taking care of kids and making sure they feel like they're valued, that kids want to come to school, and that's very impactful for me.
Absolutely. Is there any? How about your question?
All right, I want to find out. I want to find out about the Rowe Podcast Network. So tell me about how long have you been doing this podcast, and actually what brought about the idea.
Jose, can I have some water?
Yeah.
As you answer this question.
I actually,
Appreciate it.
last year when I was signing up to be a Shamrock News member, one of the questions is, what's something that segment that you'd like to bring back or start? And I said the Rowe Middle School Podcast Network, because I don't know, when I used to watch the podcast, it was very relatable, so I wanted to give people something they could relate to. And how long we've been doing it?
I think
since
I remember
season 4 or 5. I think
this is season 3.
3.
For how long we've been doing it, honestly, I don't know, but
yeah,
this group, we've started since the beginning of the school year.
So are you three the main three who kind of run it? No,
I'm not.
That's my job.
No,
Yeah.
so
Jose runs the whole thing.
So does Jose, you get different co-hosts to work with you each time?
Yeah.
Do you choose who you're going to interview? Like you did, I think Mr. Dick said that I'm coming today and we're gonna put this together. But you guys came up with great questions and you put all the equipment together. I know it's a podcast, so people don't see. Well, actually, on your podcast, it's a little different. Yeah. We're on video here, so the Proud to Be NCSD podcast, there's no video on that one. So what do you guys do? Because that's why we don't put it on videos, because when people flub up their words, we can just edit that out later. But if you're on video, you've got to edit the video at the same time, right? When somebody messes up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Jose's good at editing, so I feel like it doesn't really phase him down.
Also, most of the time, also, we just kind of go with the flow. So it truly doesn't matter. But if it's something super serious, I'll have us pause and just restart. So then it's easier from that cut.
Yeah. Yeah. So how often do you guys put together a podcast?
We kind of slowed down after winter break, but we're starting to pick back up. The goal was to do it once a week. We haven't been doing that just because we've been so busy with other events.
Well, it's hard work.
It is.
Putting together a podcast is not easy. That's why I'm amazed that we have middle school students like you guys that do this. I think it's so awesome that you guys put together a podcast. What has been your favorite topic or your favorite guest so far that you've interviewed?
My favorite podcast that we've filmed so far is the ASM Row, because we filmed one podcast before we got the fancy setup and stuff. So that was the first podcast that we filmed with all the new mics and stuff. So it was really cool, just to hear yourself talk, because you've never had that experience.
I mean, so when I first got the assignment, the people that we filmed with, it said that we were just testing out the mic cameras, and then I think that it was probably my idea for ASMR. I'm not gonna lie,
I think it was you, because you started it off.
It was probably me. So, and then we just started talking about random stuff, and I didn't know, and my friend Maddie didn't know that it was gonna go on the podcast network. So it was like fun because like I didn't know, so I felt like I was kind of just like being like authentic. Like I felt like I listened back to that podcast, and it's like it's a good podcast. Like I feel like it's just like us having fun. Like I feel like that would be like it would be like a normal. It felt like a normal like conversation I would have with like Vivian, Jose, and Maddie. And it was like, and we could put it on the podcast network for other people to see. So I had fun with it.
They didn't know I was gonna post it.
Yeah. Okay. So,
They did know they were being recorded. They just didn't know they were gonna.
Yeah, no, because we had camera setups, and like I thought that we were just like recording it, seeing how it looked on camera, but no, it got. And then they were like, oh, we have to write a description for Spotify, and I'm like, or wait, no, something else, but for like all platforms, and I'm like, oh, and so I just like. Then I just accepted it, and I was like, I mean, it can't be that bad. I mean, I had fun, but some people didn't enjoy it as much as others. But
now this is a part.
Right.
This is a part of Shamrock News, right? So it's an elective that you take.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons we film it, so then we can add that into our daily news.
So Shamrock News, for our listeners who don't know, it's an elective. Not everybody takes it. You can that's why they call it an elective. You elect to take it. What made you choose to do Shamrock News?
My brother wanted me to do it, and it looked really fun, so I decided to sign up for it. It's very fun right now.
But there's more than podcasts, right? You guys do a lot of video things. There's a weekly newscast, right?
There's a weekly newscast every Wednesday that we have time, because sometimes we'll plan other events. And that's one of our biggest things. We've planned 1 or 2 assemblies.
We've planned, I don't know. We planned 2 assemblies, and I planned the first one.
Yeah, we plan assemblies. We plan events like the staff versus student.
We basically run a lot of the extracurriculars that go along. Like everything that we kind of post about, like in the news, like the 20-minute segment every Wednesday is basically like
updates
and kind of mostly things that are going on that are run by the news.
Yeah.
All right, tell me what grade each one of you are in.
We're all in 8th grade.
All in 8th grade.
Requirement for Shamrock News to be 8th grade.
Oh, okay.
Higher than a 2.5, right?
Yeah,
it has.
No, it's 2.0.
Oh, so there's a grade point requirement and 8th grade.
It's 2.0 for every grade check we have.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know.
And then you have to get 2 teacher recommendations. You have to write an essay. Then you get interviewed
by the Shamrock News members. You get
the past season Shamrock News members.
Now, can you take Shamrock News again, or do you only get to do it one time?
One time.
It's a year long.
It's a year long.
Oh, it's a year long though. Okay, so it's a year long in 8th grade. So really, you're taking up 2 electives, right? By taking it all year long. So this is a big choice by you guys.
4 actually.
4 electives?
4. Wait, yeah, 4 opportunities.
It's just one elective.
Well, no, we have like 4 opportunities for like different things.
Oh yeah.
Because we can have a different elective. We could have a different elective every like quarter. But
no, we can't.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Not no more.
I don't
We're not in 6th grade.
Every semester.
Wait, that was 6th grade?
Yeah, that's 6th grade.
6th grade.
Am I going off of 6th grade? Okay, yeah, my bad, guys. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm still thinking in 6th grade terms.
All right, I've got a question for you. So, students in middle school, I'm sure our listeners want to know, what's it like to be in middle school? They think of middle school, they think of some kids that may be getting a lot of trouble, and I'm sure there are some. Obviously, you 3 do not. You're very focused on and doing what you're supposed to be doing. What's it like to be a student in middle school these days in 8th grade?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's obviously tough to be an 8th grader because of it's not necessarily you that it's like being tough for. It's just like the people around and the stress. And I mean, we're like literally teenagers being put in a room with a bunch of teenagers and like an adult who probably is upset with other teenagers. And then it's just like, it doesn't add well, so it doesn't make a good environment sometimes.
It just really depends on the classroom.
It depends on the class.
Because like me and Hayden have Avid together, which is no longer an elective after this year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But like that class is very calm. And, like,
I love Avid. I think that whenever I think of Avid, it's just like good.
It's peace.
It's peace. It's like what I wish that 8th grade was.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have I know everybody there. And like, it's just like good, you know? But that's about Avid. This isn't like
I kind of wish 8th grade was more calm and like stale, because when it gets like loud, some people can't really do the work and focus and all this stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's. I mean, It's definitely gotten better since like 7th grade. I feel like the 8th graders now were definitely
more mature,
rambunctious in 7th grade more than anything. Like, yeah, there's still people that are like gonna be troublesome and immature, but there's still like people
who try.
But
like, it's majority of people who want to learn now.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, it's some people like don't even want, like some people do want to learn, but then some people just like don't even want to cause trouble. It's just like, what are you gonna do in 8th grade? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying, guys.
What's your favorite thing about Rowe Middle School?
The Shamrock News, mostly.
Yeah.
My podcast.
Really
Yeah. Podcast, Shamrock News.
I don't know, honestly. I mean,
I like my friends or the community. Like
I like my
like
friends
I know
for
a
sure.
lot of people. Like
Yeah.
like I quote on like
Jose's a popular boy.
So
Like,
did
I
you
know
guys? So you know a lot of the kids here. Did you go to elementary school with some of these kids?
Oh, I don't know a
No,
lot of the kids
I
here.
came out of district.
Okay.
I didn't go to any of classes with them in
I don't-
elementary.
I don't forcefully. I don't purposely, by choice, know these people.
Did you
I
go
just
to
know
a
that-
district elementary school? Where'd you go to
No,
elementary?
I went to Milwaukee El Puente,
El Puente,
like
yeah.
in the English side.
Yeah.
But like I just know like people from 8th grade now because I've gone with them for like 2
Right,
years and I
'cause you've
know
been
most
here.
of them.
Yeah.
But like some of them I don't know, and then I'm just like I just like don't know you. So
I
you're
went
just
to
like
Cephalon.
kind of like a side character.
And
in
you
my
went to
mind.
Welling?
I
Yeah,
don't
Okay.
know.
And
What about
Jose,
you?
you were from out of district. You didn't go
Yeah.
to a district elementary school.
No, I didn't.
Okay. And then are all three of you headed to Milwaukee High next year?
I'm going to Milwaukee.
Hopefully, yeah.
What do you mean
Okay.
hopefully?
What do you mean
Are
hopefully,
you not
Jose?
going to Milwaukee?
I don't know
You
if
gonna
my
rest
parents
now?
win the lottery and we move somewhere.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you done your forecasting and everything for ninth
We
grade
have
yet?
done
Yeah.
our forecasting. I'm very excited for high
Me
school.
too.
So
I'm
there's
very
no
optimistic.
Shamrock news at Milwaukee. Maybe you guys need to start the Mustang news. What's good? I don't know if they have it.
Mustang
Well,
news.
Saban Schellenberg.
Yeah.
has a
Saban Schellenberg
program.
has
broadcast.
They have a broadcasting.
Are you?
Yeah.
Did you forecast for that?
No.
Well, you've got plenty of time. You've got 4
oh,
years.
wait,
you don't have to do it your freshman.
Like
Yeah.
sophomore year.
You can choose mostly any year. but
I
it
did a
has
lot
to
of
be
Saban and Schellenberg classes
Me
so
too.
that I could go
I
off
only took-
campus a lot. I feel
I
like
only
that would
took
like
one
help me
Milwaukee
better.
class.
What?
I only took one Milwaukee class.
Yeah, I think I took ceramics, and that was my only one that I
I
did.
took
Milwaukee.
I did
psychology.
team
I've always
sports
wanted-
for Shamrock Schellenberg.
I did psychology too. Wait, crap. Never mind. I guess I have two.
For the Shamrock Schellenberg thing, I wanted to do law enforcement, but you have to be in like 10th grade, I'm pretty sure. So I was
okay.
kind of upset. I was like, no,
Yeah.
I wanted to do it.
I don't know why they showed that to us, but no hate, but yeah. I'm excited for my classes. I got cosmetology, and I think that's. Didn't you do cosmetology too?
I put it down as like a backup.
I thought I heard you say that you had it as a main.
I did strength training and team sports.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
What were your guys' mains?
My mains, I don't even know. I could look, but
I got health science, business management, and automotive.
Strength training, team sports, drawing, painting, and I can't remember my 5th one, but yeah.
I know that I did cosmetology as number 1, and then I did psychology, and then I did ceramics, and I think I did painting. And then I think I did youth truth, like the kids one, because my best friend Maddie is doing that one too, so I was like, might as well just throw it. So, anyways, but
Oh, I did physiology for
Psycho?
my 5th. Or yeah. And
Psychology.
I
Yeah.
don't know what I don't know what psychology is gonna be like, but
Do you guys have any other questions?
No? Do you have
No.
any other questions for us?
Well, I'm trying to
Yeah.
think. Let's
I
see. What
mean-
else should I ask while I have all of you here with me as we do our podcast? So, a lot of our listeners are probably adults listening in. I've had a great time
Hello.
listening to 8th graders. We don't get to hear the voice of 8th graders. What should these adults who are listening in, who might be parents from all over the district, what should they know about what's currently going on in 8th grade? What's it like to be in 8th grade? And how much are you looking forward to this school year being over?
I feel like it being in 8th grade is like good and like it's not like over stressing.
Yeah.
But it's fun and all, but there's sometimes where you like get stuck a lot in 8th grade, but it's really like
I don't know. I think school is like really good. Like even if you're not super involved in the community, I think it's pretty good because it's like as soon as you graduate high school, it's like one of the last times that you'll be in such a diverse like place, because as soon as you enter college, it'll be people that all want to do the same thing. And then same as your job, if you're an engineer, you're going to be with engineers. So I think it's like such a great thing because it's so diverse.
Yeah, you get to meet people who have all different kinds of interests, not necessarily the same interests as you, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, if anything, I think that 8th grade definitely feels more like, I definitely feel like an 8th grader. I feel more improved. I feel like more confident in my schoolwork. Well, maybe not in my schoolwork, but I feel more confident in like who I am. Like, I feel like more secure than I might have in 6th grade and 7th grade. Like, I feel like in 6th grade and 7th grade, I was kind of just like, you know, just like figuring out who I was. But I'm not saying that I like obviously know it, because that's kind of corny saying that I know who I am now. But I feel like I like am centered, and I feel like that's just like better than anything. And that's what 8th grade feels like, at least for me right now. Like, that's what
You feel like the top dog.
I feel, like the top dog, you know. I feel like an 8th grader. I feel, yeah,
Powerful.
I feel powerful. Exactly.
Okay, so as we start to run out of time, where do you guys have to go next? What's after this class? Is it lunchtime? Is it
Lunch,
Yeah,
and then your fourth
lunch.
period.
And then I have math.
all right?
Math.
All right, you scrunched up your nose when you said that. So what class? You have math
Actually,
next.
no. I think that I'm excited for math because, yeah, I'm excited for math. I get to see my friend. So okay.
Then we have a unit test.
No, I'm
Uh-oh, there's a test coming?
So
Unit
sad.
assessment test
I'm so
today.
sorry to everybody listening that probably just got exploded. But I just remember there's a
Unit assessment.
Oh, you guys got a test coming up right after lunch.
That's why I scrunched my nose. I knew it. I knew
You
it was
knew it.
happening. I was like, I know it's gonna happen.
Well, one of the most fun parts of the Proud to Be NCSD podcast is getting to visit with people from all around our district. Some of those may be adults, some may be teachers, some may be kindergartners. Today, our first time visiting with 8th grade students, and what a great group of 8th grade students we had today at Rowe Middle School. So for Hayden and Jose and for Kennedy, thanks so much for allowing me to be a part of the Rowe Podcast Network. It was sure fun.
Of course.
Of course.
I
Thank you for
enjoyed
doing
doing
ours.
this. I know. Thank you. Double podcast.
Okay,
Yep.
so with Mr. Long's exit intro, let's do ours.
Yes.
Hey, Shamrocks, thank you for watching the Round Middle School Podcast Network. And that's another episode.
There you go.
Woo!
Bye.
Nice job.
Mic's off.